Going live twice? Ugh, in one day. Greetings, I'm Suzanne Titkemeyer. I used to write for No Longer Quivering, which is part of the Patheos family. I'm now working on several books. For myself, I'm no longer working for Patheos. I just wanted to pop in here today and give a real quick update from what my latest I'm hearing on the Todd Ferguson case is. If you recall, Todd Ferguson has Reason Files 2. He watched the guys of the new IFB, guys like Steven Anderson, Mejia. Um, I can't even think of all of them right now. I'm having a senior moment. But all of those guys, those silly new IFB guys. Ben the Baptist, he was a big one, which he always made me laugh talking about his yoga pants wife. You go with your yoga pants. Don't let anyone shame you out of that, especially not anybody with the new IFB. A couple of days ago, I heard that the police were looking at this as a murder and they were looking at the new Independent Fundamentalist Baptists as possible suspects. I thought, good. That's who needs to be looked at it. When you have a murder, you got to look at who is most likely. I know they usually look at family first, but it doesn't seem like any of Todd's family didn't get along with him to the point where someone would murder him. And considering the area he was found in, there's also a possibility it was some random crackhead trying to score money enough to buy an 8 ball of heroin or crack or whatever. Could have been. Who knows at this point? But I think that it was probably somebody related to the new IFB. Maybe somebody not entirely related to them. Maybe somebody not on their main screen, but some one of their little satellites. Maybe one of these young people that keeps putting up fake YouTube accounts of anyone that's standing in their way. Somebody. Then I heard something super disturbing today that a friend of mine told me came from Robert Tuttle, and I'm going to have to get a hold of Robert and confirm this. Apparently, the Columbus Police Department, in their wisdom, has said they're now waiting for the autopsy report. This is what the newest rumor is. They're waiting for the autopsy report because they believe that Todd had a heart attack, and Todd having a heart attack is natural causes, and they can move it off the homicide board. That is the most ridiculous thing of all times. He was found beaten in an alley. If you're being actively beaten and you happen to have a heart attack, it is still homicide. It is still a murder. Him having a heart attack while being beaten does not reduce that. But I've heard so much crap through the months about the police department in Columbus that I didn't have a lot of confidence that they were going to solve this. Like I said, they tend to seem like they're going to take the least action that takes the least effort on their part. This looks like that's exactly what they're doing if this is true. And if it came from Robert Tuttle, I'm pretty sure it is likely. I know Robert has been in touch with everybody. I've only reached out once or twice to everybody there and been watching what's going on. It looks like the Columbus Police Department is likely going to bury his murder, and the new Independent Fundamentalist Baptist, Steven Anderson et al., will get away with it. Ever since the police have been looking at them, they've been backing off from all their horrible postings they were making where they were rejoicing over the death of Todd. They've started acting like semi decent human beings for a change instead of the usual. I want to use bad words here. I really want to use the cursey words, but I'm not going to use the cursey words. That is Emily DeBaker's thing. I can't even tell you how awful those guys are. They believe in every kind of punishment you could imagine. For them, God does not exist out of love. There's no love in their religion. They believe that people that are different should be executed. That's a charming one. They've called for the death of all gay people. They've called for a number of just really things. One of their churches was bombed 2 days after Todd disappeared. I doubt it's connected, but who knows? There's even infighting among the group. There's been allegations of child sexual abuse. There's been allegations of drugs, hookers, you name it. So these are not nice guys, no matter how much they try to pretend that they are. They are pretending to believe. um, they really are. And their biggest thing is King James only is the only real Bible, according to them. If you knew anything about how Bibles were translated, about the Tynesdale edition, all the different editions and the different translations that came through, you would see that biblical historians actually say that the King James is likely the most flawed version. No thanks. I have my nerd glasses on now. I can see the best out of these. Um, but they're King James only. And it's really comical to me because if they had any idea who King James was, a drunken bisexual, they would never follow his version of the Bible. So it is kind of deliciously ironic that that's what they think is best, instead of just being open to different interpretations of the Bible and different versions. They just do that. I have to comment again like I did last time on iJesse, apparently saying a bunch of crap about me on Twitter. You just say whatever you want about me. I am not, because I don't even know who iJesse is. I've had no interaction with him. I've seen people talk about him. I've never even bothered to look at his videos. Um, I love irony too. I live for that stuff. So just do what you want. I'm just going to reiterate Michael Health, who is calling himself Matt Barre, was that it? Another senior moment. Is running around saying that he worked for Patheos. I've talked to everybody now. Nobody knows anybody about either of those names. So if he did work for Patheos, it was under a completely different name. Number one. Number two, I believe this is a machination by one of the sides of the lawsuit to begin to Ninja Girl, yes, girl, we are face to be anyway. So he like about Patheos, and I've said it again and again. Contractor, like everybody doesn't work in the office at Patheos, is a 1099 contractor. Was he another 1099 contractor last night? We're getting those articles out. It's too much for crash and burn, not people, which is why Patheos says 2 to 3 times a week is after Lori.